The sky was painted with the soft colors of dawn, a pale orange glow crawling over the tops of the iroko trees that stood like ancient sentinels at the edge of Umuaka village. The roasters crowd, stubborn in their insistence that all must rise, while smoke curled from mud huts as women prepared morning meals of yam and palm oil. Among the villagers, none walked with the elegance and pride of Olanma, the daughter of Wokocha the palm wine tapper. She was beautiful, tall and broad-shouldered, with skin like polished mahogany and eyes that shone like fresh palm kernels. Her voice carried authority, her laughter rang out like bells, and her stride held the confidence of one who believed herself blessed above measure. Olanma was heavy with child, her belly swelling like a calabash filled to its brim. This pregnancy was her pride, for she had waited long years after her marriage to Obiorika, the wealthy cocoa farmer, before her womb finally opened. The prayers of her husband, the sacrifices of her in-laws, and the whisperings of elders had all pointed to this unborn child as one destined for greatness. A child to secure her lineage, a child to ensure her husband's household never lacked heirs. Yet Olama's pride was often her downfall. She carried her pregnancy like a queen bearing a crown, expecting admiration, demanding respect. Those who crossed her path met her sharp tongue, and those who seemed beneath her met her laughter, cold, cutting, and merciless. It was on one such morning, as the dew still clung to the elephant's grass, and children chased each other along narrow footpaths, that Olanma encountered the dwarf. He was a small man, barely reaching her waist. His head seemed too large for his body, his arms short and crooked, his legs bowing like a hunter's old bowstring. His skin was dark and withered, his beard white as chalk, though his face carried no hint of old age. His eyes were small yet piercing, glinting like coals in the earth. He wore a wrapper tied around his waist and leaned on a staff carved from ebony wood. He stood at the edge of the market square, struggling to lift a basket of kola nuts. The few passerbys glanced at him with pity but offered no help. Some whispered that he was not an ordinary dwarf, but a spirit in human disguise. Others crossed themselves with their fingers and avoided him altogether. Olanma, striding proudly with her head tie bound in rich colors and her beads clinking at her wrist, stopped when she saw him. Her eyes traveled over his twisted frame, her lips coiled, and before she could hold herself, laughter burst from her throat, loud, mocking, merciless. "Chai, look at this tiny creature," she said, clutching her swollen belly as laughter shook her. A man the size of a child, struggling with a basket of cola, like a goat fighting a yam tuber. The gods must have been jesting the day they formed you. The dwarf turned slowly, his gaze steady. His eyes settled on her belly, round and ripe. His lips did not twitch. His face betrayed no shame, no anger, only calm. But when he spoke, his voice was low, deep, and carried the weight of something beyond human. "Woman," he said, "you mock what you do not understand." The villagers passing by paused, uneasy. He pointed at Olanma's belly. His eyes glowed faintly, and his voice dropped to a chilling whisper. "As you have laughed at me, so shall the world laugh at you. As you have mocked my stature, so shall your womb mock you. The child you carry will mirror me, a dwarf it shall be. And you, Olanma, will raise this child with sorrow. For every insult you have poured upon me will return to you through your offspring." The air grew heavy, even the wind seemed too still. Olanma's laughter faltered, then burst out again, though it now rang hollow. "You are mad. Your curses are nothing but empty wind. My child will be strong and tall, greater than you can ever imagine. Who are you to speak doom over me?" The dwarf's gaze did not waver. I am who I am, and what I have spoken will not return void. He turned, lifted his basket with ease that betrayed no struggle, and walked away, his small figure disappearing into the market crowd as if swallowed by mist. Olanma shook off the chill that ran through her, muttering to herself, "Nonsense! Foolish man! His words are nothing." Yet her heart beat faster than usual, and unease crept into her mind like a snake slithering under dry leaves. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Olama's pregnancy grew heavier. Strange things began to happen. Her cravings grew unusual. She hungered not for yam or fish, but for bitter kola and termite clay. Her dreams turned restless. In them, she saw short figures dancing around her bed, their laughter shrill and echoing. At dawn, she often woke with scratches on her arms, as if small hands had gripped her in the night. When she complained to Obierika, he waved it aside. "Pregnancy is full of strange things," he said. "Ignore them. Soon you will birth our child, and all will be well." But Olama could not forget the dwarf's voice and his words. The memory haunted her, clinging like a shadow she could not shake off. The day of birth arrived with thunderclouds. The sky darkened early. Rain poured heavily and lightning split the heavens. Women gathered around her hut, their voices raised in prayers and songs as the midwife barked instructions. Olama's cries of pain echoed through the storm, piercing the air like the wails of a grieving widow. At last, after hours of labor, the child slid into the world. The midwife lifted the newborn, washed it in warm water, and gasped. The women crowded closer. Their voices dropped, their eyes widened. Whispers filled the hut. Olanma, weak and drenched in sweat, stretched out her arms, eager to hold her child. But when the midwife placed the baby in her hands, her heart froze. The child was alive, crying lustily, but its body was small, its limbs short and bent, its head was large, its frame dwarfish. The curse had come true. Olanma screamed. She pushed the baby away, her eyes wide with horror. "No, no, this cannot be my child." The dwarf's words? No. The women exchanged glances, pity and fear mingling on their faces. One muttered, "The curse of the small man has taken root." Word spread quickly. By nightfall, the entire village knew. They whispered behind their hands. They pointed when Olanma passed. They laughed in secret. The proud woman who once mocked a dwarf had bettered one of her own. Obierika tried to be strong, but shame weighed him down. "What will people say of me?" he groaned. "That a great farmer such as I seared a child like this, that the gods mocked my lineage." He avoided looking at the child, leaving Olanma to nurse it alone. But Olanma did not see a child. She saw a curse. Every time she looked at the baby's bent legs and swollen head, she heard the dwarf's voice whispering, "As you have mocked me, so shall the world mock you." She named the child reluctantly, Nwabueze. Child is king. Yet in her heart, she wished he had never been born. The story of Olanma, her dwarf child, and the curse that bound them had only just begun. For the gods do not sow lightly, and curses, once planted, grow into forest of fate that no man can easily cut down. This is the Crowned Teller.